the most important is what I like to call surround yourself with your dream team. I call it Josh Altman's dream team. And it consists of a good amount of support from people that I trust, value their opinion, and who I surround myself with. I always say that you are the average of 5 people that you surround yourselves with, right? You ever hear that before? Yeah, I totally did.
Jim Rome said that.
Totally
you
didn't make that up. I just made that up right now. So I think it's super important to do that. So in real estate, for example, I have the best mortgage broker who's available 24/7 for me. And we've worked our way up in the business together. I have, everybody from the best title guy and escrow guy and all that. So I surround myself with this team of people who I can trust, and they can guide me in the right directions of whatever I do. So that's one way, obviously, in any business, is just surround yourself with people who support you.
I thought that right now would be the perfect time to share a customer service story with you. True story. A couple years ago, I got a call from a young lady. I was all excited. She tells me she's looking for a property, and then she says the word lease. Our favorite words as realtors. I'm looking for a lease. Unless it's an $85,000 a month lease, I don't know. But I was in a good mood, so I took that call, and I said, sure, I'll help you find a lease. And it turns out it was a $5,000 a month lease. And I took her around for 6 months. The term was only a year. Anyways, I like to finish what I start. So I went through with it, found her an amazing place. She couldn't be happier. In fact, she was so happy that she called her father that night, and she said, Dad, I got the greatest place. My realtor's amazing. He doesn't care about money at all. And it happened to be that her father was sitting next to the CEO of his company. And he heard the story, and that CEO said, actually, I'm thinking of selling my penthouse. Maybe I should use that guy. Sure enough, I went in, I met the CEO, and I got the listing of his $4 million penthouse. While I was sitting that open house on that $4 million penthouse, because that's my favorite thing to do, a celebrity walked in. And that celebrity walked around, and he checked out that incredible penthouse, and he looked at me and he said, yeah, this is cool. Do you have anything cooler? I said, sure. So I went back to the office and I put together the list of the coolest penthouses you could find. And I showed that celebrity around, and that celebrity ended up buying an $11 million penthouse, which broke the record for Santa Monica. So from that lease, that $5,000 a month lease, which led to that $4 million penthouse sale, which led to that $11 million penthouse sale. And it is the gift that keeps on giving on and on and on. That is why customer service is so important to everybody's business.
I've always been, and to this day, the first person in the office and the last person to leave. I started out like everybody else. I walked up and down the Hollywood Hills of Los Angeles till there were literally no soles left on my shoes. I mean, that's how much I door knocked. And I door knocked every door, and I really kept it basic. I cold called nonstop for hours a day, and I lived by a schedule, and I did that every day till slowly I'd pick up one listing, then another, and next thing you know, it starts to get more fun when you start making money, of course. But I started the same way as everybody else, and I have people underneath me that I mentor that I tell the same thing to. You just got to start just to basics. You can't watch $1 Million Listing and think that all of a sudden you're going to make millions of dollars in real estate. You know, I've been in some aspect of real estate for over a decade now, so this didn't happen overnight. This is something that has been, worked at nonstop. I've studied the art of negotiation. I've studied how to read people. I've really mastered my craft, and I take it very seriously. It's not just opening up a door and letting somebody walk around and look at a house. That's not what I do. Some realtors do that. I just feel like that's wrong. You got to sell the house. You gotta, what I like to say, sell the dream, right? You got to sell the dream.
Number one, you all can tell you gotta love what you do. And I love what I do. I love real estate. My favorite part about what I do that I'm so excited every morning to wake up to is that time when you get to pass the keys over to a new buyer of a home and they actually bought the home. And you see the smile on those people's faces, okay? That's priceless. You can forget about all the other stuff, forget about the money. When you see the smile on a person's face, it's the greatest job in the world. Think about it. We help people achieve the American dream, which is owning a home, and we get to be part of that. And if you're part of that, those people love you forever.
The most important thing, and I tell it over and over and over and over again, get a mentor, okay? When I first got into the business, the first few deals that I ended up picking up were sitting open houses of more successful agents that didn't have time to be everywhere. I said, listen, I'll do anything to help you out on your properties. And you know, they'd say, okay, why don't you sit this house that weekend? And I'd end up picking up buyers through then. It's very important to have somebody guide you to be successful. Again, it's having someone next to you who's done it, has the advice that you need, can kind of tell you the pros and the cons and what they should be concentrating on. Get a mentor. It's the most important thing. You know, all this coaching stuff that we do, there are reasons why we do this. And it's very, very successful. It's been, you know, it's been successful for years and years. So that would be the one thing. If you can't make it, make sure you call somebody who, or link up with someone who can teach you the ropes.
I always say, in order to be a successful salesperson, you got to know your product. Okay, that's the single most important thing. You got to know it like the back of your hand.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't truly sell it, and you got to believe in it as well.
Because you don't believe in it if you don't know it.
Right, exactly.
Gotcha.
So I am very, very good, and I can look anybody in this business in the world in the eyes and say, I am an expert at Los Angeles real estate.
Yes.
I study it. I know more than 99.999% of the people out there. Okay, I flipped houses, I financed houses, I sell houses, buy them, all that stuff. So I'm very confident because I'm very good at what I do, because I'm an expert and I work very hard at it.
You do the work to become the expert.
It's not just falling on the lap. It's I'm the first one in the office every day. I'm the last one in the office every day. It's a passion of mine, real estate. So I don't consider it work, but I literally study it. They call me the Rain Man of real estate.
There you go.
That's what they do. It's like, how much is a house on the 900 block in the flats of Beverly Hills?
And you can be within like $100,000
I can
range.
easily, all day long.
I don't care what you do for a living. I don't care if you're the biggest celebrity in the world. I treat you the same as somebody, you know, a newlywed couple who's buying their first condo for $500,000. I talk about it in my book. I used to be a field goal kicker, so I always say, kick every football the same. You treat every deal the same. You treat everybody with the same respect. And I think that's why people come back to us, because we don't care if you're famous or not. They know that we're the expert at what we do, and that we're the best at what we do. So.
You know, you give this great example of how you were on the treadmill next to Tyler Perry, and you were bold. You kind of talked him up. You ended up selling his house. But you approached him and you said, are you ready to sell one of your houses? You already knew that he owned two houses. You knew where they were. You know, so isn't that also a big part of this? You have to really do the hard work.
Yeah, and really preparing yourself to be lucky, putting yourself in situations where you can get lucky, where it's not so much luck, it's preparation. I tell a story about how I'm standing inside a line in Starbucks. And I'm not at that Starbucks because I like coffee. I'm at that Starbucks because that's where all the wealthy people and all the celebrities in Beverly Hills go every morning. I meet a guy in line in front of me. I end up showing him a house later that afternoon, and he buys a $12 million house. Some people would say that's luck. For me, it's all about being in the right place, and there was a reason why I'm there, because I'm an expert in my community, and I put myself in that situation.
What would you say to somebody who hasn't found their work drug yet, who hasn't found that thing that really inspires them?
Right. So the ultimate goal is obviously to find something that you love to do, because it's not considered work anymore, and it's not about money anymore, because it's all about happiness and waking up excited to do what you do. all these jobs that led up to that, I always tried to find the thing that I love most about each job and really concentrate on that and be the best at that. You got to go through a lot of stepping stones in order to find the place. I worked at a funeral home. I was an assistant in the mailroom for a very long time. I had about a dozen jobs, which are not so much fun, in order to find the right job. And that's going to be, everybody's going to go through that. So give it time, concentrate on what you love about your job, and be the best at that.
I feel it's super important these days to be 24/7, okay? Alex had said it before, buying a house is the biggest investment of somebody's life, 99% of the time. Okay, that's a big deal. We do it every day. We forget how, nerve-wracking it is and how important it is to these people. So you have to make yourself available. You have to be 24/7. If I'm making a big investment, that person better be available to me. And there's a funny joke, because in Beverly Hills, in a high-end market, you typically know who you're going against in a listing appointment. In fact, I think the last 10 listing appointments, the person has seen the other 5 agents, the same exact 5 agents every time. And every once in a while you get that awkward moment where you're walking out of a listing meeting and the new agent is walking in and you give them this look. So it's very important to be available. And what I do, a secret with that, when all these people are meeting with these clients, and this will be our little secret at ERA, you tell the client, listen, I want you to call me and the other people, and I want you to see who's available, okay, at random times throughout the day. Because I know that these other high-end guys or girls, they're so, above everything, that they have secretaries and assistants and buyer's agents and this and that, and they don't give their direct number out. And I pride myself in being available. Everybody has my cell phone. I always pick up the call, and I think that's important to people. So that's a little trick that I use.